Good afternoon. Welcome everybody who has joined this webinar today. My name is Usman Mahmood. I'm the COO and lead data scientist at Innovate. Shall we give it a minute, maybe to let others join in as well? I do see there are people popping in right now, so just give it a minute before we get started with today's webinar. All right, so we'll get going. So today's webinar is going to be about Copilot, which is the latest generative AI feature of Microsoft 365. I'm joined by my colleagues, Hassan and Kashif, who will be doing a little bit of presentation, contextual, as well as some features about Copilot. And we'll also be getting into a demo, so that will be exciting. This is the latest feature. And it will be quite useful to get to see it in action and see how it works. So before we get started, I do want to mention that this session is going to be recorded, and we'll be publishing the recorded version on our website later on, and we'll be sharing the links on LinkedIn and social media after the event is over, so you could check it out later. Also, we welcome any questions. If anybody has any things they would like to ask or to clarify, please feel free to pop into the chat, and we'll have moderators respond to questions as we go along or towards the end of the webinar. So with that, I will leave it to Hassan to take over.
Thank you very much, Usman, and welcome all of you for this webinar session. So today, the main topic of our webinar session is that how you can bring your organization to take productivity to the next level using the capabilities of Copilot for Microsoft 365 and the power of AI. So before going to the Copilot details, I would like to introduce the Innovate. We all three are representing Innovate, and we are Microsoft Gold certified partner. We are the Microsoft Tier 1 as a CSP partner. We have 350 plus global customer base across the globe, and we with 50 plus vertical industries, including manufacturing, trading, financial services, and a lot of more. You name the industries, and we have it. We are working actively in 10 plus locations globally, and we are in the industry since more than 2 decades now. And our main focus is the customer-centric strategy and customer-centric approach with the value and quality implementation. And that is the proven track of our success for the past 2 decades now. So basically, the objective of today's session is that we are going to give you the overview regarding the power of generative AI. That is the very latest topic nowadays in the field of technology, along with Copilot for Microsoft 365 features and benefit, followed by the Copilot demo by Kashif Nazir. So we are very excited, especially to give you the overview of the demonstration that how Copilot is working with Teams, with Microsoft Excel, with Microsoft Word and PowerPoint. These are the native Microsoft apps. So basically, in today's world, in either it's an enterprise organization, either it's a small and medium industry. So all industries is having the challenge for the digital debt. Basically, we are spending too much time searching for information and navigating inefficient meetings which leaves very less time for deep thinking, creating and social collaboration. So basically, the main problem is that we are having a lot of data in form of emails, in form of chats, in the form of different files that basically, as organization, has outspaced us as and our capability to process it all. Basically, that is the digital debt. So nowadays, definitely financial debt is very much critical, but digital debt is definitely costing us innovation. So basically, according to some recent research, 64% of employees do not have enough time or energy to do their creative jobs. So they are spending a lot of time on day-to-day operations, which is a laborious work, or basically this is the searching for the information. So we need to be very creative. We need to be very precise, and we need to be very productive within the organization to meet the challenges of the growth. So basically, that is the idea that when we talk about generative AI, so the power of generative AI, basically it keeps executive informed about the real-time information. It keeps finance to streamline the financial KPIs in terms of the financial decision making. It keeps marketing and sales department to boost speed and creativity for the innovation, to bring the cross-selling and to bring the upselling into the organization. It helps the IT department to amplify the efficiency. It brings on the artificial intelligence assistance to close more sales deals in terms of the lead generation, in terms of the opportunity generation, and it gives you the productive analysis and the proactive analysis for the sales cycle, like who knows whom, and also what is the relationship status with your customer. So this is the more enhancement into the into this sales area. And at the same time, with respect to the organization HR department, it helps you in expediting the hiring and engagement for the best talent hunt available in the market, so that you can meet the organization challenges of with respect to the growth. Ultimately, it will help enterprises to keep their operations running smoothly to meet the growth. So that is the basically when we talk about generative AI capabilities. So generative AI basically is a theme where you can create, you can write, you can visualize, you can auditory content based on very less prompts. Basically, generative AI helps you in being more creative, more balanced, and more precise with limit less generation with a few lines of input. So just for the sake of example, you can see some examples on the slides, like you can have the creative ideation, you can search any type of innovative subject, you can generate the code into any language, you can summarize the text, you can even have an poem creation as well. So basically, the good news is that Microsoft is nowadays working with several organizations in the form of OpenAI. So when we talk about OpenAI, it includes very large language models which are learning day by day, month by month, or yearly basis on the basis of the public data available on the cloud, or based on the basis of the private data available. So you may see a classic example of ChatGPT where Microsoft is working on, and we can use ChatGPT for the taxation generation, or for any type of topic research. At the same time, Microsoft is working with Codex for the code generation. And at the same time, Microsoft is also working with Dell for image generation as well. So that is the idea behind the concept of Copilot, which is drilling down the generative AI capabilities. And Microsoft, and as Innovate, we are investing a lot of manpower, a lot of expertise in bringing your organizations to the generative AI or to the Copilot from Microsoft 365. So now I am handing over to my colleague, Kashif Nazir, who will be demonstrating you and giving you the overview of further capabilities of Copilot for Microsoft 365. Over to you, Kashif.
Thank you, Hassan. Thank you for a very good brief regarding what we'll be seeing in a while. Let me just share my screen and we'll start up with some interesting information that how Copilot will be improving and will be helping us in Microsoft 365 productivity apps. So to start with, let's have a look on how Microsoft 365 Let me just reshare my screen and let me just reshare my presentation deck. Sorry, Fox. Let me just reshare my screen and let's just continue from where we left. So I believe my screen is visible to you all. So Hassan have set up a very good example that why we need Copilot and why we need generative AI capabilities in our real world, in our business operations. So here is how Microsoft is helping us. Copilot combines the power of large language model with your data in Microsoft Graph and Microsoft 365 apps accessed through natural language. It basically turns your words into the most productivity tool on the planet. So your data is within Microsoft Graph. When we said it's Microsoft Graph, it's basically your tenant. It's your OneDrive, it's your Teams meeting, it's your Teams notes, it's your SharePoint, and all this added up with large language models, LLM, which is an enhanced form of AI. And in addition to this, it is bundled up with Microsoft 365 productivity apps. So it accesses your calendars, emails, chats, documents, meetings, contacts to do things you have never been able to do before. You can give it natural language prompts like tell my team how we updated the product strategy. And it will update and generate a status update based on the morning's meeting, emails, and chat threads. But obviously for this, you need to have your everything on Microsoft 365 Cloud. Like you should be using Microsoft Teams for meetings. You should be using Notes for recording the meeting minutes. You should be placing your documents on the OneDrive. And that will be the source for Copilot to get the input from. And by the way, all these things are handled by prompts. I will be talking about the prompts in my later slides as well, just to give you an idea that this is an example of a prompt that I just explained in this slide. So good thing is Copilot is integrated in Microsoft 365 apps. So it work alongside you, embedded in the apps, and these are the apps which we use in our daily operations. So using this, you will be more creative in Word, you will be more analytic in Excel, you will be more expressive in PowerPoint, and most importantly, you will be more productive in Outlook and more collaborative in Teams. So by the improvement of collaborations and improvement of productivity, that is something which is eventually improving the business and which is eventually improving the growth. So the important thing is for when we talk about enterprises, so enterprises are very much concerned how the securities are handled. So Microsoft 365 is built on the comprehensive approach of security and compliance. Like if you are already, you have already implementing some DLP policies, if you have already implemented some tags in E5, if you're using E5 Planner, you have implemented some security controls. So it is inherited in Copilot by default. So you can say it's an enterprise ready product. And most importantly, it's responsible AI. So the thing is, we are using using just your own words. You can put Copilot to work, gathering information in real time from across your data and apps. What you will do, you will unleash your creativity, you will unlock your productivity, and you will be up-leveling your skills. We'll be learning the things that how we'll be doing it. Like for example, unleashing creativity, we'll be discussing that how we can improve the creativity in Word, in Excel, in PowerPoint, and in productivity, we'll be seeing a demo of Outlook. And in up-leveling skills, we'll be talking about prompts, that how you will be learning the prompts and how you will be using them to extract the relevant information. So without wasting any time, let's just switch to the demo where we can see what these things will be actually working on. So let me just share the screen. So let's start with Microsoft Teams. Microsoft Teams meeting, when we have multiple events and multiple calendars, there are overlapping meetings. So here is an example where I joined a meeting late and I want Copilot to assist me that how the meetings goes on. So what I will be doing is I'll be asking Copilot from here, and there are some suggested prompts as well, by the way, by Microsoft. Like there is as you can see, there is a prompt named recap this meeting so far. So what I'll do is I'll give this prompt to, and Copilot will dig into the transcripts, will dig into the notes and extract the brief summary for me, as you can see here. Moving forward, I can type in some prompts as well. Like I want to know that what group feel about the inventory status. Okay, and now again, based on my input string, this is a prompt and Copilot give me some information regarding this. Again, let me try some another thing, like what questions are unresolved. So let me ask this prompt to Copilot as well. So as you can see here, it also fetches the information that these are the things, these are the prompts that are being resolved.
So Kashif, it's a great feature. So for example, for the sake of productivity, if as a personal I have a long chain of emails and long threads or long chats, so do we have any feature in Microsoft Outlook that can summarize the data or corrects for us?
Very true, very true. Yes, yes, we do have. Let me show you in Microsoft Outlook that how we can take help of Copilot. So it's a long thread of email here, as you can see. And let me just try to ask Copilot to summarize this email thread for me.
Okay.
So it summarizes it, but not only summarizing, it also giving me the caption that from which particular email and from which particular portion this information is extracted. I can hover over the mouse and I can click on this and it will jump me to the that particular information from which this particular line is extracted. And when we are done, we can simply close this summary part. And to further elaborate the thing that in Microsoft Outlook, we have seen that how our productivity can be improved, which Hassan was talking about, the digital debt thing. So digital debt is this, that we are navigating, we are drilling the information, there are a bunch of information that from which we have to put a lot of efforts to extract the exact information. So that's how Copilot is helping us improving the productivity in Microsoft Outlook. Now let's see how we can have some creativity in Microsoft Word. Again, I'm typing a prompt here, and what I want to do here now is I am just wanting Word to create a formal proposal from an unstructured document. I'm just referring an unstructured document to Copilot. Let me just do this, and I'll click on Generate. Now, Copilot is using that input document, which is my prompt, and creating a formal document for me. Now, I have the option to regenerate it, discard it, or keep it. So for now, for this, I'm keeping it. And as you can see, it's a one-pager document and structured document, most importantly, and formatted document. Now, if I have some information from some other source, like I copied some text from some of my other document, and I want to incorporate that change, those particular lines in this particular document, which is created by Copilot. So we can simply go here and click on paste. So that information regarding BIM is pasted here. Now I want Copilot to do some interesting thing for me and include some extra information regarding BIM, that what the BIM is. I want to include this thing in my document as well. So what I'll do is I'll ask Copilot to inspire me. So now it will go on the globe, go on the internet and extract some information that what BIM is and how BIM works and what is the robotic total station and all the stuff which is related to the BIM, which I give him as input, and I just ask Copilot to inspire me using its own capability. So I can, just simply keep it to this option can be done.
So Kashif, it's a great feature that is basically contributing to overcome the problem of digital debt. So can we convert this Word document or this content for creativity into an PowerPoint presentation?
Yes, yes. Let me show you that how PowerPoint can take leverage of Copilot. Now, the Copilot is a wonderful tool, and as you can see, it's available in, it's embedded and available in Microsoft Outlook as well. You just have to click Get Started. Now, I am giving a Word document. Let me click here and transform a file. So here I have a file which is which is in the Word format, and I want Copilot to create a PowerPoint presentation for me. So I don't have to worry about the template. I don't have to worry about the from where to start. So you can imagine that we can directly switch to jump to the relevant information instead of starting thinking that from which point should we start and what slides should we add. So here you can see 12 slides are ready for us in minutes. Now, Hassan, I hope this answers your question. And to further, I'm sure you will now ask that how analytics can be improved, because I talked about that. So before you ask, I'm jumping to the Excel part, and let's see how Copilot can help us in analyzing the figures, analyzing the amounts, and all that
Yes,
stuff.
please show, because we are excited about it.
So in Microsoft Excel as well, you can see there is an option of Copilot. So the first thing is to click on Get Started. So let's start with the simple thing. Let me ask Copilot to remove the decimal places or of the sales column. So don't you, I copied it and give this prompt. So interestingly, it will also perform the activity. You can say in the sales column now all the decimal places have been removed. On top of it, it also let us know that what it actually do. So it applied number formatting on this cell, autofill on this cell, and so on and so forth. Let me show you another example. I want to highlight the columns of which have figure of $500 plus. Let me give this prompt to Copilot. Now it will again analyze my data and analyze this particular file and highlighted the yellow cells, and also telling me that it applies conditional formatting rule on this range. So you can see it's a long sheet with 351 cells, 351 rows, and we are all done with this. So next thing is, can it be converted into graph? Yes, the answer is yes. So let me show you how. I'm just asking prompting. I'm not asking, I'll be using the word prompting. So we'll be learning to up leveling our skills in learning the prompt. So this is a prompt, show insight of my data. So it will again analyze my data and create wonderful chart for me. But that's not enough for me. I want to see some more detailed charts. So what I'll do here is I'll ask Copilot to add all insights to a new sheet. So it's working. And finally, the result would be to have number of graphs on a separate sheet with all the details. So I hope we now know that how our productivity, creativity can be improved using Copilot. To do one more thing here, we have discussed about how our Teams meeting can be improved and how overlapping meeting can be addressed. On top of it, what if I want to use Copilot to answer some of my queries? I want to chat with Copilot regarding my data. So that options are available in Microsoft Teams directly. Let me show you
So
how.
Kashif, can it use my internal, OneDrive, SharePoint files and analyze and coming up with the conclusion?
Yeah, definitely. Let me show you in Microsoft Teams demo, Hassan.
Okay.
Like for example, now here Copilot is my buddy. I can ask anything to Copilot. Let me ask. I have a project in my SharePoint which we have created for this demo. The name is Relay Cloud. Let me give a prompt. What are the upcoming this? So Relay Cloud is my project, and I'm just prompting Teams Copilot to extract some information regarding this project. So now it's exploring my SharePoint site. It's exploring my OneDrive and meeting minutes and all this stuff. And it's extracted that there are 4 milestones. And on top of it, if I hover over my mouse on this postscript, you can see that it extracted the information from this particular SharePoint site. Let me give another prompt. What are the risks of this project? So now Teams again evaluating my files and extracting the information. And again, for references, we have this information available that from these 2 documents, this information extracted that there are these 3 major risks for this project of Relay Cloud. Now, let me ask, you remember I showed you something regarding Inspire Me in Microsoft Word, in which it goes to internet and extracted the information for that particular point. So let me ask Copilot to extract some information of resolution of these risks. So now Copilot will be suggesting me some mitigation plans for the risks that have been identified. Now let me ask again Copilot to draft an email for me so that I can share it with my colleagues. So you can see how I'm improving my productivity. I can get the email in just by giving it just a relevant prompt, and here the email is. I'll just copy it and paste it in the Outlook and send to my relevant team, or within Microsoft Teams, if I have created the teams, I can just communicate to my team. Okay, so let's.
Good. So
Yeah.
Akash, just a request to the audience that if you have any question, please write on chat so that we would love to answer your queries or feedback. So Kashif, can you please show us quickly that how Copilot for Microsoft 365 can help us in normal features like Microsoft Windows or Microsoft Bing? So do we have that
Sure.
functionality available from Microsoft?
Yes, we do have. And before switching to that one, let me just give you another example of a prompt. I'm prompting now Copilot to give a SWOT analysis of this project of Relay Cloud.
Okay.
Just to show you the capability of another capability that it can. Now it's reading my files, emails, meeting calendar, and now here we are, and this is a SWOT analysis of my project. So now we know how Microsoft 365 embedded apps can help us. Now to quickly answer the question of Hassan, let me give me a second to switch to another desktop where I have this information available. Just bear with me a couple of seconds. Okay, I'm here. Now let me just switch to this screen. Okay. So to answer your question, Hassan, yes, Copilot can help us in Windows 11. We'll just prompt or we'll just pop up Copilot from this option here, which is available in taskbar. And let's say I want to I want to create some tweets regarding e-bikes. Let me share the tweets in small and medium-sized business. So, and I have copied, by the way, some information from some other document just to save time, and I'm just pasting it here. It's basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create some tweets for e-bikes and the Thunderbolt e-bikes, and Thunderbolt e-bikes. Thunderbolt is our IP, and I want to generate tweets regarding that. So I just input something here, and it's now creating the tweets for me. Now these are I see them. These are long tweets, so I want to summarize them. So let me give you an example of another prompt. That to shorter, make them shorter. So again, making them shorter is a prompt to Copilot, and it's a relevant prompt. So Copilot is now redesigning the tweets and make them shorter for me. Now, one more interesting thing is, whenever Microsoft is upgrading and updating the Windows, we have to put some efforts to find the same options, which we know that in Windows 10, it is available at this point. So I can ask Copilot to do some things in my laptop settings as well. So let me turn on my Bluetooth by asking Copilot. So Copilot will go and turn on my Bluetooth. Similarly, I don't know from where to change the wallpaper in Windows 11. I know from where to change in Windows 10, but the option somehow is I have to struggle. So I don't have to struggle now. I'll ask Copilot to do this. And Copilot will open up the window where I can change my wallpaper directly. So it's an interesting thing. And to quickly, I hope, Usman, do we have 5-6 more minutes so that I can show some Bing capability as well?
Yes, if you can make this brief, then we can. I'd like to. There's some questions coming in about licensing and Office versions, so I want to address those as well as part of this session. So just quickly cover those, and then we can jump to that part of the presentation. Thank you.
Sure. So should we first address the questions, or should we wind up the demo first and then switch to those questions?
Yeah, so if you have something else to show as something useful as part of the demo, just do that quickly, so that once we finish that, then we can get to the licensing in that section of the presentation.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll not take more than 5 minutes. Let me just show my screen. Okay. I'm sure my Windows is visible now. Let me just briefly show you that how Copilot and Bing can help us improving the efficiency. So I'm just prompting Copilot within Microsoft Edge Bing. There are 3 options. I can select based on my requirements that what if I want to make Copilot being more creative, more balanced, or more precise. So for now, I want Copilot to be more precise for now. Again, let's give some prompt to Copilot regarding this, what people are doing regarding electric bikes, and submit it. Now it's going on the web and giving us a brief that what people usually search for on the internet regarding e-bikes. it created a summary for us. I want to inform this to my management, so I'll go to the option of compose here. I'll ask Copilot to create summary of this for my company executives. I want to make it professional. I want to be it in email format, and I want to keep it short. And then I'll click on generate draft. And what it'll do, it's creating a email which I can directly copy and send them to my management. So I hope I have covered it in the relevant time, I believe.
Yeah, Kashif, please show some highlights, because also there is one question regarding the licensing part. So can you please show us the licensing part as well?
Sure. Let me just jump back to the slide on which we have this information readily available so that it will answer the question directly. It's loading up, just a few seconds more.
This question has been asked by Danish. So Danish, Kashif is going to answer your query.
Yeah. If you allow me just one more minute, so I'll give you a little idea about how and what the plugins of Copilot, which are readily available for our use. So in Microsoft Teams, some wonderful plugins are already embedded and already available. As you can see this option here, you can ask Copilot to jump to or use the information available in your Jira cloud, on the web, or on any other source. These are the plugins available, which can be turned on or off on your demand. So that was the thing that I want to highlight here. Now, the base license requirement for Copilot is this. You need to be on Microsoft 365 E5, E3, Office 365 E3 or E5, Microsoft 365 A5 for faculty. This is an education plan. So if you are a university, if you are an academic institute, you are eligible for this add-on as well. On top of it, it's available for Microsoft 365 Business Standard and Microsoft 365 Business Premium as well. But if you are not on Microsoft 365 already, you don't have to worry about it. We can migrate you from any other source which you're using right now. So if you are using G Suite, on-prem Exchange, or whatever you are using right now, we can migrate you to Microsoft 365, and then you will be eligible and you will be able to enjoy the features that we have just witnessed. So it's all from my side. If there are over to you, Usman, for any questions.
Kashif, how about people who are not currently using Microsoft 365 or Office 365? Maybe we can touch on what we can do to help them onboard and start using Copilot down the road.
Yeah, actually, Usman, it's a very good question. If someone is not on Microsoft 365 already, because as we already explored it, to take full advantage of Copilot, we need to have our data on Microsoft 365 suite. So what we can do is we can help any customer who are using whatever information, whatever, everyone will be using something for emails, something for data management. What we can do, we can migrate them to Microsoft 365 cloud. And later, we can enable Copilot for them as well.
So that basically means if it's, let's say, an on-prem Exchange or a Google Suite, Gmail, those kind of services, any third-party hosting providers, if we could then help migrate to Outlook and the Microsoft stack, and then you can start using Copilot.
Yeah, Usman, and in addition to Kashif's response to that, we also do have some plugins available within Copilots, which basically integrates with the third-party applications via via any medium. And so if there is any on-prem deployment, so it can be connected through the plugins as well. So yes, we do have the. I think one question from Tajwani was that one. So Tajwani, in response to you that if you want to get it integrate with some specific application, yes, we do have the plugins available with Office or Exchange on premises. Yes, Kashif, one question from Tajwani and another question is that is Copilot integrated with Windows 11?
Yes, it is. As we have just seen that Copilot will be integrated in Windows 11 as well.
Okay, good.
There's also personal plans, right? So like even if you're not a business user, you could just have maybe a Windows as a personal license or Office as a personal individual user, then even then Copilot is available. I'm not sure if it's at an added cost or whether it's included.
Yeah, Usman, yeah, sometimes it's included and sometimes it's an added cost. So basically it depends on the actual requirements that what is the third party application and what connector or plugin is required. So basically we take decision on the basis of that one that either the third option is that either we need to build some integration with Copilot. So it depends on the actual requirements for the plugin, for the third-party integration, or the by default. So if it's an off-the-shelf integration, then obviously there is no costing involved.
Right. No, I meant for individual users, if they are using, if they have an individual license of Office, they could get Copilot Pro as an add-on to their individual license. So I'm not talking about business use case. I'm talking about people who are already using Office as a personal individual license holder. Yeah.
Yeah, for home users, yes. For home users, yes. Copilot is also available as an add-on for home users in particular. But obviously, if they are on some of those plans which have OneDrive and SharePoint available, because the crux is that all the data would be in some shared storage. So we have another question from Tajwali. What are the limitations of Copilot integrated with Windows 11 compares to the one Office 365? Actually, there are two different things. One is Copilot can help us, just like ChatGPT. Copilot can help us in two ways: on my data or on the information which is available globally. So the Copilot on Windows 11 is not basically digging into my data in OneDrive and SharePoint and all this stuff. But on Windows 11, the Copilot have the capability to give me the answers, the informations available on the web, and it will give me, just as we seen the example that I ask Copilot to create different tweets for me. I can ask Copilot to do some settings for me in within Windows.
Oh, Kashif, another question
Yeah.
from Mr. Tajwani is that can the Windows 11 be integrated with OneDrive?
Basically, Windows 11 is an operating system, and OneDrive is a tool, is a utility. These two are basically two different things. So on Windows 11, we can install OneDrive and we can configure OneDrive. But OneDrive I should be on some eligible plans, on some of my eligible plans.
Okay, and another question. I think we have 1 minute left. So another question from Danish that do we have any idea about the cost? So the answer to Mr. Danish is that it depends only on the basis of the scope of work, that what you want us to get it implement in terms of the licensing or in terms of the professional services. So if you like, we can have discovery session and diagnostic session with you guys to understand the actual requirement, and we will let you know that what components of Copilot do you need, what components of O365 do you need. So on the basis of that one, we would be suggesting you the scope of work for licensing and the professional services. So it depends, costing depends from scope to scope.
Thank you, Hassan and Kashif. So I guess it's time to wrap up. Before we leave, just want to make a quick comment. If you have any questions, or if you'd like more information, if you'd like to reach out to us, the email is here on the slide, info@innovate.io. Please reach out to us, and we'll start the conversation from there and help you out with Copilot and its implementation in whether it's for personal use or for your organization. So with that, thank you very much, everybody, for joining. It was lovely having you here. Have a great rest of the weekend. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.